more news in Westmoreland County.
Now, Channel 11 News starts with breaking news.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Three Rivers Regatta is canceled just days before it was supposed to start. I'm Peggy Finnegan.
And I'm Damani Lewis. If you have our streaming app, you heard the announcement live within the last hour. Let's not waste any time and turn right now to Channel 11's Rick Earl with the announcement. And Rick, I understand there were major problems just discovered with the vendor hired to run the event.
Yeah, Damani, that's right. For the first time since 1978, the Three Rivers Regatta has been canceled as there are questions swirling around the event company hired to manage this massive event. Now, at a news conference this morning, the Regatta board said they just learned last week that the Lionheart Event Group had not obtained the proper liability insurance and had failed to pay some of the vendors. The city of Pittsburgh still owed $28,000 for police protection last year, and Point State Park has still not been paid. Now, the board said Lionheart misled them and sent them documents indicating they had made some of the payments when they had not. Now, the board said they had no choice but to cancel this weekend's event.
To be clear, the blame for this cancellation lies solely with Lionheart. Every other participant in this event has met their obligations, and we're ready to proceed.
Now, the board also said they don't know how much money has not been paid out. They said they are in the process of gathering all of that information. They also said they are now considering taking legal action against Lionheart. I did reach out to the president of Lionheart just a short time ago, but we as of yet have not heard back. Of course, we'll continue to follow this story and have much more on these new developments coming up tonight at 5 and 6. For now, reporting live on the North Shore, Rick Earl, Channel 11 News.
All right, thanks, Rick. And developing at noon, police are investigating a shooting on the south side slopes, and we're hearing a man is fighting for his life now in the hospital.
Yeah, Channel 11's Mike Holden has been talking to police and neighbors, and he joins us live. And Mike, you're hearing that this place was used as a vacation rental.
Yeah, one of those popular vacation spots that you can use on your phone. You download the app. It's extremely simple. People from out of town as well as in town use these. We're working to get a response from the people behind this app. But what we do know at this afternoon hour is that the victim, the man who was shot multiple times, is in critical condition. Police are still searching for a suspect, and neighbors out there said it was very scary. People living along Cobden Street in the south side slopes woke up to a crime scene. Pittsburgh police surrounded this home, which was primarily used for online rentals. That was the case last night. They were called here around 6:15 a.m. after receiving several ShotSpotter notifications for gunfire. When they got to the house, they found a man shot multiple times in the backyard. He was rushed to a trauma hospital where he is currently in critical condition. Pittsburgh police have since detained 3 people for questioning about what exactly happened. However, none of them are considered a suspect at this point. Neighbors reported hearing upwards to 12 gunshots.
Yeah, they were pretty loud. It sounded like they were pretty close.
My wife just woke me up and just, there's something going on outside. So I came up to the window and looked and see all the police cars and that here.
Now, Pittsburgh police at this afternoon hour confirmed to Channel 11 this actually started as a house party last night, spilled over into the early morning hours, and then the shooting happened at roughly 6 o'clock this morning. They're working to talk with neighbors as well as people who attended that party. We're also working to get a response from the company where that home was rented off of, so look for that update coming up at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting live outside of Pittsburgh Police Headquarters, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
All right, thanks, Mike. And we've dodged raindrops for the last few days. Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Scott Harbaugh is here with us.
And Scott, our streak is going to come to an end, and we could even see some strong storms out there.
7 straight days, Pittsburgh International, no measurable rain. It's over now. Lasted a week, longest stretch so far this year. Storm tracker Doppler 11 radar in motion right now. Notice batches of rain moving through. Some thunderstorms have been firing up just off to the east of Pittsburgh. Now in Allegheny County, there's the live sweep. Right now, most of this light to a little bit moderate rain, but the thunderstorms to the southeast, and that's the best chance of thunderstorms to pop this afternoon. I think wind gusts in excess of 40 miles per hour are going to be the main impact. Now, I'm updating Storm Tracker right now to pinpoint which locations are most likely to see the strong to severe thunderstorms later this afternoon. I'll have a fresh look at that coming up in about 15 minutes.
New at noon, a major announcement. 800 new jobs are coming to Allegheny County. That's according to Governor Tom Wolf. He just announced Amazon plans to build a 1 million square foot distribution site in Findlay Township. The full-time jobs will start at $15 an hour. Channel 11's working to learn when that facility will be up and running.
Mon Valley residents will get a chance to talk to Allegheny County health officials about air quality. There's a public hearing tonight, and it's a way for you to tell the health department your concerns about the agreement with U.S. Steel over pollution violations at Clarendon Coke Works. As part of the settlement, U.S. Steel agreed to pay $2.7 million in fines. Most of that money will be deposited into a community benefit trust. It intended to benefit communities impacted by air pollution from Clarendon Coke Works. Those communities include Clarendon, Glassport, Liberty, Lincoln, and Portview. In addition, a portion of the money will go toward the county's Clean Air Fund. The settlement also requires U.S. Steel to upgrade batteries to reduce emissions. Also, if you would like to attend the meeting, it starts at 6 o'clock tonight at the Clarendon Municipal Building.
A man was found dead outside a home in Sheridan. Now neighbors in that community have a lot of questions. It was around 5:30 last night when police got a shot spotter alert. When they got to Faulkner Street, they found the man on the ground, but what they haven't found is a suspect. Detectives tell us they're investigating this case, and when we get any new details on who the victim is and if police arrest anyone, we will let you know.
Well, Channel 11 is checking into why a SWAT truck was called out to the East Hills overnight. Take a look here. Here's what we know. Police were called to East Hills Drive about 2 o'clock this morning. You can see crime scene tape is up there, and several officers were looking through the grass. We'll let you know as soon as we find out what prompted the investigation.
Well, this is a bizarre story, but a lot of people are talking about it. Police need your help tracking down a woman who they say urinated on potatoes at Walmart. They say an employee saw this woman do that at a store in West Mifflin. We talked to a Walmart shopper. She was understandably shocked.
My first reaction is to be kind of horrified. I realize that some people have issues that might lead them to do things that might be considered unusual, but sometimes people also do things as a prank that they might think is funny but can have some pretty serious ramifications.
Our Channel 11 legal expert said that woman could face charges like destruction of property, disorderly conduct, or even endangering another person. A representative from Walmart tells us the stores take the safety of their customers seriously, and they sent Channel 11 this statement. This type of obscene conduct is outrageous, and we immediately disposed of the affected products and sanitized the area to ensure its cleanliness and safety for our customers. We're working with West Mifflin Police to find the responsible party and have them prosecuted.
The personal information of an estimated 100 million people exposed following a massive data breach at credit card giant Capital One, and the suspect is in federal custody this afternoon. It's one of the largest data breaches ever. Capital One alerted authorities after getting a random email tip. NBC's Jolene Kent picks up the story from there.
A 33-year-old former software engineer from Seattle is accused of stealing a vast amount of customer information from one of the nation's biggest credit card issuers. According to a criminal complaint, Paige A. Thompson obtained the data by accessing a server rented by Capital One and then posting it to an information sharing site. She's been charged with computer fraud and abuse. The breach exposing the personal information of an estimated 100 million people in the U.S. and another 6 million in Canada. That includes information on consumers and small businesses that applied for a Capital One credit card between 2005 and 2019. So what's at risk? Customers' names, addresses, phone numbers, birth dates, and some parts of consumers' credit history. Capital One insists that no credit card account numbers or login information was exposed, but they do say that 140,000 Social Security numbers were put at risk, along with 80,000 bank account numbers. Capital One CEO saying in a statement, "While I am grateful that the perpetrator has been caught, I'm deeply sorry for what has happened. I sincerely apologize for the understandable worry this incident must be causing those affected, and I am committed to making it right." This latest breach coming just 1 week after Equifax settled with the government for a record $650 million after a 2017 data breach exposed the personal information of nearly 150 million people.
We have some breaking news on a former firefighter and paramedic arrested again for alleged sex assault. Greensburg police took Parker Foster into custody after they say a mentally disabled woman told them that he attacked her in her apartment. She says they first met online, then met up a few weeks later, went to a McDonald's, then went to the alleged victim's place. Foster was arrested in 2016 for allegedly attacking another mentally disabled woman. Those charges were dismissed. We're sifting through the police paperwork. You can look for more breaking details starting at 5 on Channel 11 News.
Pennsylvania's declining population could soon mean one less congressional district. Our partners at the Trib tell us the 2020 census could bring us from 18 districts to 17. The Constitution allows one representative for every 30,000 people.
Tonight marks the start of the second Democratic debates. It's a two-night affair with 20 presidential candidates making their pitch to the American people. The Democratic National Committee split up the debates because there are so many candidates. Among the 10 on stage tonight are front runners Senator Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. Pete Buttigieg, the 37-year-old mayor of South Bend, Indiana, will also be there. He's risen in the polls and raised millions of dollars despite his lack of name recognition. That debate starts 8 o'clock tonight and tomorrow night.
Well, it's been nearly a year since rapper Mac Miller died. The big plans in the works to honor the Pittsburgh native.
College textbooks are already expensive, while some are worried the cost is about to go even higher.
Plus, tracking showers and pop-up thunderstorms this afternoon. I'm pinpointing where the strongest storms are going to form.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for original local shows. All the best things happening in Pittsburgh in one place. Watch 11 Things to Do, Thursday and Friday mornings at 9:15 on WPXI Now and on demand.
Cover the news the same way.
Channel 11 covers news everywhere you live, not just downtown. More local news from more neighborhoods. That's a fact. Channel 11 News at 5, when you want news from where you live.
The 7-day forecast, now on your screen all the time on Channel 11 News.
For many Americans, student loans are their single biggest financial burden.
Yeah, but for tens of thousands of others that don't have that concern because they aren't paying those loans at all. Channel 11's Justin Gray explains the loopholes that let them off the hook.
A six-figure salary, but no payment necessary for their student loan debt. How? They told the U.S. government their yearly income is zero. Federal auditors found more than 3,000 student loan borrowers who say they earn nothing, but actually made more than $100,000 a year. It allows them ultimately to avoid paying back those student loans.
If someone is committed to cheating and they don't get caught, they will have their loan repaid in full.
The federal government will also limit or defer loan payments based on family size. And investigators found suspicious claims there, too. More than 40,000 people who say they have immediate families larger than 9, many a lot larger. Quote, almost 1,200 have family sizes of 16 or more, including 2 plans that were approved with a family size of 93. So how does someone get away with claiming to have a family the size of a small town? Turns out the Department of Education relies on the honor system for family size or income data.
There just isn't much verification of that information. It is taken at face value that a self-attesting person is honest.
Auditors at GAO only had data for about 13% of the $400 billion in student loans owed, meaning the numbers they uncovered only scratched the surface. GAO referred the people with incorrect data to the Inspector General to investigate individually and possibly take action. Reporting in Washington, Justin Gray, Channel 11 News.
And here's yet another concern. Student advocates worry college is about to get more expensive. 2 major textbook publishers want to merge, leaving only 3 companies to control the majority of the industry. Consumer advocates are urging federal regulators to say no. They sent letters to the Justice Department saying that this could lead to higher costs for books and supplies.
You don't need a $300 economics textbook to know that reducing competition in the marketplace is bad for consumers.
The publishing companies say the deal will keep prices down and give students a wider selection. Last year, the average college student spent $1,200 on books and materials.
A new warning this morning about a potential scam targeting churchgoers. The Federal Trade Commission says that people are pretending to be church leaders. Then they ask you to buy gift cards to help support the church. Then they take the money off of that gift card. Officials say if you get one of these requests, check with your place of worship and make sure it's legitimate.
General Motors is stopping production this week at its 78-year-old transmission plant in Warren, Michigan. GM said last year it would stop operations there and at 4 other plants in North America. GM said 60 of the plant's workers have transferred to other factories. Another 25 workers are retiring. And Channel 11 told you General Motors idled its plant in Lordstown, Ohio this spring. Many people from western Pennsylvania work at the plant, which is about an hour away from Pittsburgh. More than 1,000 people worked at Lordstown when it closed. GM said it has jobs for nearly every hourly worker at the plants if they are willing to relocate.
A couple who lives on Mount Washington is suing the city over a major landslide last year. That slide happened on Greenleaf Street in February of 2018. Now the couple claims that their home was destroyed, and they're seeking damage because they are claiming that the city knew about the problem but did nothing to prevent the slide. The Army Corps of Engineers will soon begin a $6.6 million repair project at the Allegheny River Lock Number 2. And to do that, they're closing the lock to all boat traffic for a few months. And that starts on Monday. Crews will work on the land wall near Highland Park. The lock will be open for Labor Day with restrictions. The plan is to have it fully open by November.
Storm cleanup continues today in parts of eastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. Take a look at these pictures here. Powerful storms moved through the area over the weekend, downing trees and damaging buildings in its path. The National Weather Service confirms multiple tornadoes touched down in the area. Thankfully, there are no reports of any injuries.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Now, we are getting a couple of thunderstorms to pop right now on Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar. I want to put this into motion for you to show you that an hour ago there was barely anything along the mountains. Now look at this cluster of thunderstorms just continuing to pop. Back behind this, light to moderate rain and a lot of cloud cover, and that's going to play a key factor as we go through the rest of the day today. Here's live Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar. There's the sweep going through Westmoreland County, Fayette County. Now in the Allegheny County area, light to occasionally moderate rain, enough to dampen the roadways. Mentioned that 7-day stretch at Pittsburgh International Airport with no measurable rain. That's done. Picked up 0.03 of an inch of rain just in the last couple of hours. Eastern Westmoreland County, northeast Fayette County, some pretty good thunderstorms popping right now. Some heavy rain. There's Donegal right there. Seven Springs is just going to be on the southern extent of this, but downtown Ligonier near the Diamond, looks like it's getting pretty wet in that area right now. Mentioned the cloud cover, and the cloud cover is going to play a key factor this afternoon in the redevelopment of new thunderstorms. One of the ingredients you need most of the time with developments of thunderstorms out ahead of a cold front is a little bit of sunshine. That sunshine actually adds to the instability in the atmosphere. With all the cloud cover, that means less of a chance of strong to severe storms later today. Now, there are still going to be scattered thunderstorms, but if you have any yard work that needs to get done this afternoon, you can probably get some of it done. Just keep in mind, if you hear thunder, head indoors. About 83 at 2 this afternoon. Temperatures quickly falling into the 70s this evening. Here's Storm Tracker this afternoon again. Areas of yellow, orange, red, and purple. These are the thunderstorms. 5 o'clock, northern Butler County, back into Lawrence County. By 7 o'clock, Allegheny County, right into downtown Pittsburgh. Could be a strong thunderstorm with the potential for some gusty winds. By 11 o'clock tonight, most of it begins to settle down. Now, Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma currently has much of the area north of I-70 in the risk for isolated severe storms. I say currently because cloud cover could douse that a little bit. Storm Prediction Center is going to update this in the next 10 to 15 minutes, so check back next half hour of a fresh look at the thunderstorm outlook this afternoon into this evening. But any storms that do pop, I think the biggest issue, wind gusts probably in excess of about 40 miles per hour. 65 overnight tonight with scattered showers coming to an end, and then tomorrow, a few showers. Could be a clap of thunder. Most of the day tomorrow is going to be dry. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. Showers south of I-70 Thursday, high temperature 82. Could be a stray storm Friday, but the best chances in the mountains. And then Saturday and Sunday, right now looking really nice. Partly sunny skies, 82 on Saturday, 80 on Sunday, and overnight lows in the mid-60s. I will have that updated thunderstorm outlook and a new storm tracker coming up next half hour.
And be sure to check out the WPXI streaming app. We have constant updates on the forecast. And, of course, today's top stories. You can find it now on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV by searching WPXI.
This next story, very interesting. A 79-year-old woman is in trouble with the law for feeding cats.
Yeah, and now she's paying the price. The sentence a judge gave her for loving animals.
A freak accident killed a man in Butler County. Why officials say drivers need to be extra alert over the next few months.
Channel 11 News at 6.
Followed by NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
Well, deer crashes are very common in our area. They dart across the road and you just can't dodge them all the time. And that's what happened to a driver in Butler County. He survived the crash in Connoquenessing Township, but another driver was killed. Channel 11's Amy Marcinkiewicz spoke with state police about how it all happened.
State police tell Channel 11 this is the car that was driving along Route 68 in Connoquenessing Township, Butler County, Sunday afternoon. A vehicle traveling the opposite way hit a deer, propelled the animal into the air and into the windshield of the oncoming Saturn.
Unfortunately, the deer went through the windshield, struck the driver. The driver is deceased.
State police tell us the 73-year-old driver was killed. His passenger wife survived. Driving busy Route 68, there are signs warning drivers there could be deer. Troopers say an accident like this is very uncommon.
Be as cautious as possible when they're operating a vehicle. Understand that some hunting seasons are about to come into session, archery season in the near future, so that will also kick some deer up.
Amy Marcinkiewicz, Channel 11 News.
Pittsburgh wants your help coming up with ideas on ways to improve transportation in the city. The city has launched a survey to get feedback on public transit. It's part of the city's 2070 Transportation Vision Plan, which will help improve public transport over the next 50 years. And you can fill it out online through the fall.
A former researcher from Pitt is serving life in prison for killing his wife with poison.
And now he says he deserves another shot at freedom.
Showers, couple thunderstorms this afternoon. I'm updating Storm Tracker to pinpoint the areas most likely to see rain.
Our weather can change in an instant. Depend on Pittsburgh's chief meteorologist Stephen Cropper and Severe Weather Team 11, the most experienced forecasters, using the most powerful tools to keep you ahead of every twist and turn.
Rain coming in during the morning commute.
Without the hype, just the information you need to know. Real, clear, accurate, to help you plan your commute and your weekend. Pittsburgh's chief meteorologist Stephen Cropper and Severe Weather Team 11. That's coverage.
Andy Williams Show every weekday at 11, right here on Channel 11.
Rain has started to move into the area.
Yeah, severe weather team 11 meteorologist Scott Harbaugh says some of us could see some storms before the day is done. Scott.
Yeah, already some thunder and lightning east toward the Laurel Highlands. I think we'll see another round or two develop later this afternoon and into this evening. So I wanted to start with live storm tracker Doppler 11 radar. There's the live sweep cutting through Allegheny, Armstrong, in Indiana counties right now. Most of this is fairly light in the city of Pittsburgh, but heading off to the east, that's where the storm's a bit stronger right now. That's where we're starting to see a little bit of development over toward Ligonier and over towards Somerset right now. Let me take you in for a closer look. Look at these right up against the mountains. Now just east of Ligonier, so folks over toward Laurel Summit picking up some heavy downpours crossing over the Pennsylvania Turnpike. In Allegheny County, heaviest rain southeast of Pittsburgh right now, down near White Oak, all the way down to Elizabeth in Forward Township. I will be tracking where these showers and thunderstorms are going to be most numerous during the course of the day and who's going to see the most rain. Full forecast coming up in about 15 minutes.
An American rapper will appear in a Swedish court today. A$AP Rocky, who was born Rakim Mayers, is charged with assault. Prosecutors say the 30-year-old and two others attacked a man in Stockholm last month. They allegedly beat the victim with a bottle and kicked him. Mayers could face 2 years behind bars if convicted. His lawyers say that he was defending himself. President Donald Trump has even gotten involved in the matter, demanding that the rapper be released. However, Trump's effort hasn't made much of an impact. A former Pitt researcher convicted of killing his wife with cyanide is asking for a new trial. Robert Ferranti claims that he had ineffective counsel during his first trial in 2013. A jury found him guilty in the murder of his wife, Dr. Autumn Klein. Investigators say he put cyanide in her energy drink. Ferranti is serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole.
A family in West Mifflin is still cleaning up the mess after a car slammed into their house. Now the homeowner is hoping someone will take notice of the dangers along Duquesne Avenue.
There's no stop sign coming up. There's no speed bumps. There's no caution lights or anything. So that needs to be addressed.
Well, police say a driver hit 3 cars before hitting the home and leaving the scene. That person is still wanted. One person was taken to the hospital. We're working to find out how they're doing.
To me, that day, there was a lot of heroes there. A lot.
Well, nearly 9 months to the day of the Tree of Life massacre, and for the first time, the first officers at the scene are telling their stories. They were right down the street when the first calls for help went out. And while all of us would call the officers heroes, they told Channel 11's Rick Earl who the true heroes are.
For Officer Sweden, for Officer Meade.
Pittsburgh police officers Mike Smida and Dan Meade honored with homemade quilts for their bravery during the shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue.
The support from the community, the police department, and everybody involved, it's overwhelming. It really is.
Meade and Smida were here at Zone 4 that morning when the call came in.
I remember saying, that's right down the street. And the car was parked perfectly, and we just went down.
You went right in.
Well, we'd never made it inside. Yeah, we were on the outside.
The suspect opened fire on them. Smida hit by flying glass. Meade shot in the hand.
You got hit.
Yeah, as soon as I stepped out. But yeah, I'm still here. Yeah. Honest to God, I thank God every day. My heart just goes out to the poor people that were sitting in there, just doing their thing, and it's not fair.
Smida, who also served in the Army, has returned to work, although he says it was difficult telling his mother he was returning to the job that almost got him killed.
They know this. I mean, what do you say to your mother? A couple of tours in Iraq. I apologize to her as much as I can. It's the life I chose. So.
Meade still has trouble with his hand and has not come back to work yet. Both say they survived because of their training, and they say they did what any officer would do.
To me, that day, there was a lot of heroes there. A lot. Between the police departments, all that came there, the firemen, the medics, the doctors, the community. So it's not one person. It was just a group effort by everybody.
A lot of people got injured that day, so it's just nice to know that people care about what happened.
And that was Rick Earl reporting. The quilting clubs made quilts for all 6 officers who were injured during the shooting. All of the quilts have heart-shaped patterns on them. The group said they wanted to do something to honor the heroes.
We've learned what happened when a boy was found with a bullet in the back of his leg at a Pennsylvania ballpark.
I just went over like this because it just hurt. And then I looked over and there was like a big hole in my leg, like this big.
Wow, turns out he was shot while at the ballpark. 10-year-old Corey Hagan was on the field when he felt something hit him in the back of the leg. He was taken to the hospital where an x-ray found a bullet lodged in the back of his knee. But Corey wasn't scared.
I watch so many movies where people get shot, I just don't even care.
I don't know whether he's too young to understand how big it is, but, you know, it's crazy.
Police were scratching their heads at first because no one heard a shot in the ballpark. They believe someone fired a gun into the air somewhere within a 3-mile radius of the ballpark. A cat controversy in Ohio. A 79-year-old woman is in trouble for feeding stray cats, and she's going to have to spend 10 days in jail because of it. Nancy Segula lives near Cleveland. She says the cats started showing up on her back porch, so she fed them. But there's a problem. It's illegal to feed strays in her town. Because of that, Nancy has received 4 citations since 2017. She went before a judge last week, and he sentenced her to 10 days in a county jail.
That it's too much of a sentence for me for what I'm doing when there are so many other people out there that do so many bad things.
She's supposed to report to jail next month. Neighbors in East Pittsburgh are trying to end violence in their neighborhood. About 36 people came out to the community center last night. They were holding signs with pictures of Antoine Rose, the teenager shot and killed by a police officer last year in East Pittsburgh. Organizers say they're tired of the senseless violence harming their neighborhood.
The reason why we came out today was because we wanted to let the community know that people do care about the violence and the issues that are going on in the community, and that we're not standing for it anymore.
Organizers say they plan to provide resources to communities in an effort to prevent violence. Fans are planning a vigil for the 1-year anniversary of Mac Miller's death. Miller died last September at his home in California of a drug overdose, but he grew up in Point Breeze. To honor him, fans will gather on the 1-year anniversary of his death at September 7th. They plan to honor him at Blue Slide Park, a place Miller felt safe and at home. More than 300 people have said they're going on a Facebook post. It's summer, and that means the need for blood donors is high.
But fewer people are giving. The top reasons why donations have hit dangerously low levels.
And new research about childhood cancer and where you live could affect your chances of beating the disease. Channel 11 News at 5, when you want news from where you live.
Channel 11 following breaking news right now. Wires are down on a busy North Hills Road. Take a look here. Crews are on scene. Say that the truck pulled a wire down on Babcock Boulevard at Bernice Street. Duquesne light workers are already on the scene there. They expect it to be repaired within the hour.
New at noon, childhood cancer claims more than 11 million years of life each year. That's according to a new report from St. Jude Children's Hospital. Researchers found childhood cancers make up about 6% of all cancer cases. And there's a huge gap between high and low income countries. Children in the poorest nations face a much higher risk of cancer and are less likely to survive.
The DEP is citing Shell Pipeline for dumping industrial waste in Beaver County. The department says Shell Pipeline released 500 gallons of non-toxic drilling fluid into the area last week. 30 gallons of that impacted a wetland and Raccoon Creek. The DEP does not believe that there was any significant impact to the environment or water supply. Shell sent us a statement saying in part Shell's primary focus is the safety and health of people for the protection of the environment and to minimize any impact as a result of this event.
There is just not enough blood to go around in an emergency right now. In fact, the Red Cross reached out to us again, asking us to remind you that there is a big shortage. Hospitals may have to dip into their reserve supplies, which would leave a shortage of blood in the ER. The Red Cross is giving anyone who does donate a $5 Amazon gift card. Here's why they need it. Every 2 seconds, someone needs blood in the U.S. Channel 11 anchor Catherine Amenta dug deeper into this, and she learned that in May, that Pittsburgh is running historically and dangerously low on blood donations for 3 main reasons. Aging baby boomers can't give as much blood anymore, and millennials aren't making up the difference. Companies aren't holding as many blood drives, and there are more donor restrictions these days.
Well, every one of us could become a victim by scammers.
So why do members of the military lose more money than the rest of us?
Showers and thunderstorms already popping across the area this afternoon. I'm pinpointing which areas to see the heaviest rain heading into the evening.
You're streaming WPXI Now, your source for breaking news, weather, and original local shows. Murder, mystery, and the missing. Justice Rules profiles real-life crime stories. Mondays at 9 and 9:30, right here on traffic, updated every 10 minutes on Channel 11 Morning News. This is Channel 11 News 11 at 11. Accurate details, experienced coverage, trusted weather source.
I'm tracking a strong storm moving into Greensburg.
All in the first 11 minutes of our newscast. Count on Channel 11 News 11 at 11 tonight.
New at noon, the Better Business Bureau says military families are at higher risk for fraud. The BBB says that members of the military lose about $200 when scammed. The rest of the public loses about $150 on average. The Bureau says because military members move around a lot, they have to make quicker purchasing decisions. Military members also report being cheated more often by home improvement scammers.
Mandatory arbitration isn't something most of us strike up a conversation about. It's where you give up your right to dispute something in court. Consumer advisor Clark Howard explains why this is so important, especially for thousands of local bank customers.
I despise mandatory arbitration. It's where a bank you do business with, or your employer or whatever, says you give up your constitutional rights to the courts if you have any problem with us, any dispute with us. Well, one of the big banks has not been able to do arbitration with you, Chase. As a result of a legal settlement a decade ago, they had to agree for 10 years to give you access to the courts. That 10 years is up. If you have any Chase credit card or any account like that, you may have received a legal notice saying you got to write us if you still want to have access to the courts. Well, the clock's ticking. You only have till August the 9th for Chase to receive your letter saying you want to maintain access to the courts. It's really easy. You send in a letter. I have all the procedures for you at Clark.com. Take the time and do it. I'm Clark Howard.
Thanks a lot, Clark, and you can see more from Clark Howard on our streaming app. Just search for WPXI on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
A storm tracker Doppler 11 radar in motion. We have popped a couple thunderstorms east of Pittsburgh. Matter of fact, some of them are right along the Westmoreland and Somerset County line. New one just forming right now in Indiana County. Let me take you into Washington County first. Some moderate rain coming right out of Washington, past 84, all the way I-70 into the Mon Valley. Now into Allegheny County, the heaviest rain, Monroeville, back to McKeesport and Duquesne right now. And then to the east of that, that's where we're getting those thunderstorms to pop. One just north of Indiana right now, one exiting Westmoreland County, another one into Somerset County. A lot of cloud cover behind this first wave, and this is going to play a key factor in our thunderstorm development the rest of the day today. The more cloud cover we have, the less likely we are to see stronger thunderstorms develop this afternoon. Notice on the visible satellite, though, already beginning to break apart some of this overcast, so we should get plenty of sun to pop later today. Still a lot of daylight left. Sun still doesn't set till about 8:38 at night, so we still have about 8 hours of daylight to work with. Notice the difference in the temperatures out ahead of the cloud cover where the showers and thunderstorms are popping. 79 in Indiana right now, but only 71 in Beaver, where there's been a couple rounds of some light rain. Washington also only 71 degrees. Out ahead of it, Greensburg 79, Morgantown currently at 80 degrees. Here's Storm Tracker 2 this afternoon. Scattered showers, then we get a bit of that clearing. By 5 p.m., thunderstorms starting to pop up along the I-80 corridor. Some of these storms could have some wind gusts in excess of 40 miles per hour. Could also have some brief pockets of some heavy rain. Keep in mind, outdoor plans late this afternoon, early this evening. If you hear thunder, just head inside. That means lightning is close enough to strike. By 7 p.m. tonight, line of thunderstorms from Venango County through Armstrong, Butler County into Westmoreland County. Then we'll begin to quiet down past sunset. Still some showers tonight and a rumble of thunder during the overnight hours, but for the most part, we'll calm this down after sunset. Updated look from the Storm Prediction Center. Still the risk of isolated severe thunderstorms this afternoon north of I-70. Reason why they're keeping this, they're clearing back to the west. We get enough sunshine, we get enough instability. We start to pop more showers and thunderstorms, and some of those storms could produce some wind gusts in excess of 40 miles per hour. Brief heavy rain, and some of the strongest storms could even bring some small hail. 5-day forecast of the weekend, always in view. Spotty showers tomorrow. Could be a rumble or two of thunder. Most of the day tomorrow dry. 80 for the high temperature. 82 on Thursday. 84 on Friday. Now the best chance of a shower or thunderstorm Thursday, Friday, south of I-70. East into the mountains, even that will be limited. By Saturday, we're 82 degrees. Sunday, dry and a high temperature of 80 degrees. Guys?
Do you like to scare people? If the answer is yes, we have just the job for you. Kennywood is looking to hire 200 people for their Phantom Fright Nights this fall. According to our Trib partners, they're recruiting for new creatures of the night to scare guests. Phantom Fright Nights are currently in the running for the best theme park Halloween event in the country.
I scare a lot of people right when I wake up early in the morning.
I'm not surprised. I've seen you in the morning. 89 years old.
19,000 feet, and you add up those two numbers and you get a world record. Details straight ahead.
Johnson and Lisa Sylvester on Channel 11 News, 11 at 11.
An emergency animal clinic in Florida has started a blood donation drive for dogs. This is Marty and this is Marshall. They are blood donors in a program called Puppies with a Purpose, and summer is an especially busy time. Vets who work with the program say around this time of year they see about 50 dogs a month who need blood.
We see a lot of heat stroke patients, and they end up needing blood products to help them with their clotting and whatnot. We see a lot of snake bites this time of year as well.
While donating is free, no word on what the clinic charges for a pet to receive a transfusion.
Well, this gives hopes for everyone out there. A woman from Phoenix is home after setting a world record as the oldest woman to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. 89-year-old Ann Lorimer got a big homecoming last week at a Phoenix airport. She's never been a professional climber, but the trip up and down the mountain took her just 9 days. Kilimanjaro is over 19,000 feet high, and experts say the biggest challenge is getting used to the high altitude where oxygen is thinner.
There was a point when I really was concerned because I fell before I started up the mountain, and I had great pain in my side, and I couldn't take deep breaths.
Wow, well, this isn't the first time for Ann that she has climbed Kilimanjaro. She climbed it 4 years ago when she was just a spry 85 years old.
Just a kid back then.
Just a young buck.
That's amazing, really. Well, that is all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast comes up tonight at 5.
And, of course, you can get breaking news updates anytime right on our streaming apps. Just search WPXI on Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire. Have a great Tuesday.
Enjoy it.
Pittsburgh's Chief Meteorologist Stephen Crawford tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
This is Take 5, highlighting Western Pennsylvania's most innovative and successful businesses.
Hello and welcome to Take 5. I'm Heather Habira. Today I'm joined by Teresa Gass.